What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So if you guys saw my Ghostface unboxing and review the other day, you'll notice I'd mentioned there could have been a few accessories that might have been able to improve the overall statue. I am a big fan of adding accessories to my statue in the form of props like this, that on the ceiling, but also things that can just enhance the base itself, not just around the statue. But if there's a way for me, for example, like on this Predator, when I broke that, I chopped off the head and I put it right there because I think that looks badass. And I'm a big fan of that. I added a skull to this Predator, give some nice color back there. And this guy, I added three things, boom, boom, boom. So I wanted to go over some I got for Ghostface, as well as advise you guys how you can kind of do the same. Because I'm a big believer in always trying to enhance your existing statue in any way you can. Even like for my Wolf Predator, I bought this 1/3 scale Wolf Predator mask. And this thing is super cool. I can add it to the base. It's super detailed. It has a laser. Let me check that out. It's like an actual laser too. Or it could just go like this as like almost like a mini sideshow. Like that's the exact same base, similar to sideshow. But super cool. I also had sealways. So I wanted to go over first the Ghostface, because we've got two Ghostface little props right here. First is the brick telephone. So check this out. This is 1/3 scale and it looks to be 3D printed. Most of the time you get custom things like this, it is 3D printed. So the idea is to put this right next to the voice changer like that. Boom, instantly adds that. Super cool. Next, we got a VHS Halloween. Now, there was multiple options, and this is like legit the original VHS. So it's not just an outer case that has the front, back, and side. You can literally open this up and pull out a VHS tape of Halloween. So I can literally pull this out. Check that out. Has... that is extremely cool. Like, that is as legit as you can get. So, I believe everything might be 3D printed, and then they print it out, obviously, like this as a sticker, I believe. But the idea is, if you guys remember, in the first Scream movie, which is what I'm going after, especially like the very first scene when he killed Drew Barrymore, that's where that makes a lot of sense. But in the end of the movie, they were watching Halloween at the party. And they also talked about Halloween a lot. Like, she talked about Halloween in that scene. So the idea is I want to put the Halloween, sort of like right here. Like that. Right next to the pumpkin as well. And, just makes sense. 'Cause Halloween and Scream are extremely, closely tied together. This obviously drew a lot off of this. And I kind of feel like, Halloween is one of the OG, horror slasher movies. Like, I don't know what's more original than Halloween. I mean, that was in the 70s. I don't remember when, like, Jason and Freddy movies came out. I believe they're all around the same time frame. But, this is just super cool little props that I added to my base that I think just overall improves the general look. I did the same for here for Myers. This and that are all like customs that I added. So I want to tell you guys exactly how you can also get similar items. And I'm not going to give you links to everything, but there is generally 3 ways I've gone about getting, well, 4 ways actually, where you can get custom stuff like this skull right here that I added to his base, which I think is cool. So first and best option is going to be, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, Etsy, E-T-S-Y, Etsy, I believe is how you pronounce it. However, there's a lot of individual artists on Etsy that can custom make stuff for you, or they've already had it. Like, I literally just searched for 1/3 scale brick phone and found the seller that made that. And they actually only had a listing for a 1/6 scale. And I asked them if they could make it in 1/3. And they said yes. And I asked them about the Halloween, because they also had VHS copies, like tons. They had Stab, Scream, lots. So I could have added more than just Halloween. And they did. They were able to get it in 1/3. So I placed an order. It's like $16 for both. And they shipped it next day. Boom. Had it 2 days later. Here we are. And I think it's awesome. Little addition to my Scream base. So, yeah, that is definitely, the first route I would say is Etsy. Search what you're looking for. Sometimes it really takes keywords. I just ordered a mummy book. It's more so kind of 1/3-ish scale, but to go here with my mummy statue. Because that's one thing I've always felt like this kind of needed was the Book of the Dead. So I am, getting that made. It's currently being produced. But there's definitely a lot of things you can search for, like even like that brain chip. I got that from Etsy, I believe. So Etsy is definitely a great place. A lot of individual artists. They can custom make stuff. You can just message them. My original Pennywise base, not the Prime one, but the original one I got from Etsy. I literally messaged someone who did something kind of similar and asked them if they could do this, gave them dimensions, what I wanted it to look like, and so forth, and they made it for me. So I think that's a really good route to get something if you want something custom made that you feel should be on the base. I feel like a telephone. I mean, they got the voice changer. Why did they not include a telephone? In my opinion, that definitely should have been an addition. And now I got this perfect 1/3 scale replica that looks awesome to go right here next to the voice changer. It just makes perfect sense for me. So, that was absolute no-brainer for me. There's oftentimes I feel like statues do lack something. And I always feel doing little enhancements here and there, adding a prop or something can definitely enhance the overall statue and make it more unique, not just look like someone else's statue. Eventually I'm going to get a backdrop of Leatherface that's going to go inside the door. That's going to have all the skulls. I know the artist who makes it off of Instagram, and he's the one that made that right there. He's very busy right now, but he's going to get to it in the next few months, he said. So I'm really excited to add that because that is definitely something that PCS should have done. I've seen it, one Instagrammer who has it, and it looks amazing. And I'm very excited to add that because that's the biggest thing lacking on that statue is that backdrop. In addition, I'd love a 1/3 scale chainsaw I could display next to it, which PCS originally stated they would do that, and I'm pissed they didn't. So I'm trying to find a 1/3 scale custom chainsaw, just the size of Ash's chainsaw that I could display, ideally on the base or even like hanging somewhere. I think that'd look really cool. So yeah, Etsy's the first place. Second would be eBay. Third would be Instagram. There's a lot of Instagram custom artists. A lot of them have Etsy stores already, but some of them don't. But Instagram's definitely a great place to find, different props and whatnot. And then the last would be Amazon. Sometimes Amazon actually has some pretty good stuff. I got the hammer just off of Amazon, but that's, I think, Trick or Treat Studios. But Amazon definitely has some good stuff. I got that Skynet sign, and that's made of metal. I got that off just Amazon. The alien one, eBay. That was from Etsy. The holder for that wolf mask is eBay. And then the metal COAs was someone I believe, referred to. And I had their email address. I haven't had a metal sign made in a long time, but that's how I kind of got that made. Nevertheless, at the end of the day, I think adding custom little props highly enhances your statues and makes them way cooler. So definitely, something I would highly suggest you guys look into, just to overall enhance your statues, especially like this horror theme, like everything from like Ash over here just has so much custom stuff. Pretty much everything you see here is custom. Outside of like that and that, all that. Custom. All the props on everything is all custom. This is a custom Ash hand. This was custom from Etsy. That's a custom from Etsy. So it's all custom stuff that I love adding because I think it highly enhances the overall look. Anyways, folks, that's what I wanted to go over with you guys today. Let me know what you think. Any other suggestions, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.